In the early days of your relationship, you found yourself constantly offering your time, affection, and emotional energy without hesitation. You made yourself available around the clock, ready to provide unwavering support, care, and love whenever it was needed. Your dedication was boundless, and you continuously sought to create a nurturing space for both of you. However, as time passed, it became painfully apparent that this level of commitment was not being reciprocated by your partner. The energy you poured into the relationship was not returned in kind, leaving you feeling as though you were emotionally abandoned during times when you needed reassurance and stability the most. At first, you attempted to rationalize the imbalance. You wondered if perhaps your partner was simply overwhelmed by their own struggles or if they needed time to understand how to meet you halfway. Yet, as the pattern persisted, missed calls, unreturned messages, and a general absence when you reached out, it gradually dawned on you that you were, in fact, giving much more than you were receiving. This growing imbalance wasn't just an emotional inconvenience. It was beginning to take a serious toll on your inner well-being. The lack of reciprocal support led to a deep-seated feeling of neglect, one that gnawed at your sense of self-worth and left you questioning the very foundation of the relationship. Recognizing the toll that this imbalance was having on your mental and emotional health, you made the heart-wrenching decision to close off your emotions. This wasn't a choice made lightly. It was a protective measure, a way to shield yourself from further hurt and disappointment. You realized that by continuing to pour your heart into a relationship that consistently fell short of meeting your emotional needs, you were setting yourself up for even greater pain. It was a difficult, necessary step, a moment of profound introspection where you resolved to stop compromising your own well-being in the hope that your partner might eventually open up with the same sincerity and commitment you were offering. This decision marked a turning point in your journey. In choosing to step back and prioritize yourself, you embarked on a path of self-love and personal empowerment. You began to invest in your own growth and healing, gradually rebuilding the balance that had long been lost. The shift wasn't merely internal, it started to ripple outward, changing your entire outlook on life. As you began to nurture and respect your own needs, a sense of inner peace and wholeness emerged, a feeling that had been absent for far too long. This newfound harmony wasn't just spiritual or emotional, it permeated your physical being as well, grounding you in a way that made your energy feel centered and revitalized. As you cultivated this inner strength, you noticed that your partner began to observe a significant change in you. The person who once took your unwavering availability for granted started to feel the weight of your transformation. They sensed that getting close to you would no longer be as effortless as before. There was now an unmistakable barrier, a clear signal that you were no longer willing to tolerate the immaturity and inconsistency that had defined the relationship in the past. Your partner, who had once enjoyed the comfort of your unconditional support, began to experience a growing sense of anxiety. They realized that the dynamics of your connection had shifted dramatically. The ease with which they could disregard your needs was now a thing of the past, and this realization stirred something within them, a dawning awareness of the extent to which their behavior had been hurtful. The change in you served as a mirror, reflecting back to your partner the reality of the situation. They began to understand that their actions, whether it was ignoring your calls, dismissing your texts, or simply being emotionally unavailable, had left you feeling abandoned and neglected. There was now a heavy awareness that their behavior was not only immature but also profoundly unfair. The kindness, patience, and understanding you had extended, even when met with rudeness and indifference, made their shortcomings all the more glaring. This newfound clarity forced them to confront the reality of the pain they had caused, leading to an internal reckoning about their role in the relationship's deterioration. In this period of self-reflection and growing self-respect, your partner's perspective began to shift. They started to regret having taken your love and unwavering patience for granted. With a clearer understanding of how their actions had damaged the bond you once shared, they reached a point where they truly wanted to make amends. It became clear to them that the way they had communicated, or rather, failed to communicate, had inflicted deep wounds on your heart. They recognized that every missed call, every ignored message, had contributed to a chasm of emotional distance that they had inadvertently created. Now, in the wake of your assertive transformation, they were left to grapple with the reality of their mistakes and the gravity of the pain they had caused. This period of reckoning for your partner came with a sincere desire to seek forgiveness and rebuild what had been lost. They began to express genuine remorse, understanding that merely saying sorry wouldn't erase the hurt, but it was a necessary first step towards reconciliation. They were aware that trust, once broken, would not be rebuilt overnight. Their commitment was to prove, through consistent actions and mature behavior, that they were ready to engage in a healthier dynamic, one in which both partners could meet each other's emotional needs with respect and understanding. The hope was to create a new beginning, a fresh slate free from the burdens of past mistakes, misunderstandings, and misplaced expectations. Yet, in the midst of their apologies and renewed intentions, it became increasingly clear that the power dynamic of your relationship had irrevocably changed. You had grown stronger, more self-assured, and far more committed to your own well-being. The days of overlooking hurtful behavior were behind you. With firm boundaries in place, you communicated clearly that you would no longer tolerate disrespect or inconsistency. Your partner, sensing this new strength in you, felt a pang of fear and hesitation. They understood that if they were to earn a second chance, it would have to be earned through genuine sincerity and unwavering maturity. The era of complacency was over. They would now have to demonstrate their commitment in ways that would truly honor the person you had become. Ultimately, the decision to forgive, to reconnect, or to move on from this chapter of your life now lies solely in your hands. You have journeyed through a transformative process of self-love and empowerment, and whatever choice you make must honor that growth. Whether you choose to give your partner another chance or decide to forge a new path without them, the most important aspect is that the decision reflects your newfound self-worth and commitment to your own happiness. Your journey has taught you that the power to shape your destiny rests within you. You have reclaimed control over your emotional well-being, ensuring that any future relationship will be built on a foundation of mutual respect and balanced support. Your love story, though marred by trials and miscommunications, has been shaped by the crucible of shared challenges and the strength found in overcoming them. Every obstacle you faced together contributed to forging a deeper understanding of what true love should look like, one where both partners contribute equally, where respect is the cornerstone, and where personal growth is celebrated as much as the bond between you. When you reflect on your past, you see that the hardships you endured were not in vain. They served as catalysts for the profound transformation that has now taken root within you. Your relationship, with all its ups and downs, was the medium through which you discovered the vital importance of loving yourself first. In the midst of this transformative journey, you also witnessed the evolution of your partner's awareness. As they observed the changes in you, the radiance of self-respect, the calm assurance of someone who had found inner peace, they began to see the cost of their previous actions. Their growing regret was not just for the missteps they had made, but for the opportunity lost to truly value and nurture a love that was so generously given. In their moments of introspection, they saw how every small act of neglect, every lapse in communication, had contributed to a growing chasm between you both. They realized that your enduring kindness, even in the face of their indifference, was a testament to the strength of your character, a strength that they had underestimated. Driven by this newfound awareness, your partner embarked on a path of self-improvement. They began to reassess their own actions and the emotional consequences of their behavior. The process was painful, marked by an acute sense of remorse and a desperate desire to right the wrongs of the past. They acknowledged that the love you had shown was never unmerited, and that by failing to reciprocate it, they had not only hurt you but also compromised the very foundation of what could have been a mutually fulfilling relationship. In this light, their apologies carried a weight of genuine contrition. They expressed a sincere wish to heal the wounds they had inflicted, to work toward rebuilding the trust that had been broken, and to create a dynamic in which both of you could thrive emotionally and spiritually. As you navigated this complex interplay of forgiveness and self-empowerment, you began to reflect on the very essence of love and connection. You realized that every experience, joyful or painful, had contributed to the person you are today. The challenges you faced forced you to confront difficult truths about yourself, and in doing so, you discovered an inner resilience that had been dormant for far too long. This realization was a turning point, marking the moment when you decided to embrace self-love fully and without reservation. It was not an easy path. It required you to acknowledge your vulnerabilities, to accept the pain, and then to rise above it by nurturing your own spirit. In this process, you found a strength that radiated from within, transforming not only how you saw yourself but also how you interacted with the world around you. Your journey of self-discovery also had a profound impact on your physical and emotional energy. As you began to place your own needs at the forefront, you noticed a remarkable shift in your overall well-being. Your energy, once scattered and drained by the constant emotional demands of an imbalanced relationship, became more focused and centered. This newfound vitality allowed you to experience a sense of peace and wholeness that had long eluded you. It was as if you had finally tapped into a reservoir of strength and clarity, one that provided a solid foundation for all aspects of your life, be it personal, professional, or spiritual. It was in this state of inner harmony that your partner's true feelings started to emerge. They recognized that the transformation in you was not something that could be ignored or easily reversed. With every step you took towards reclaiming your power, they were reminded of the person they had once taken for granted, the person who had always been there with unconditional love and unwavering support. This realization struck them with a mix of regret and awe. The awareness that they had been complicit in undermining the very essence of what made your love so special was overwhelming. They began to see that the road to reconciliation would require more than just empty promises. It would demand a sincere commitment to change, an honest effort to match the depth of love that you had consistently offered. With humility and remorse, your partner reached out, expressing their sincere apologies and a heartfelt desire to rebuild what was lost. They acknowledged that every moment of neglect, every failure to show up when you needed them most, had contributed to a painful chasm between you. They conveyed a deep understanding that true reconciliation was not simply about forgetting the past, but about learning from it and committing to a future where mutual respect and understanding reign supreme. Their words, laced with regret and hope, were an earnest plea for forgiveness, a recognition that the path forward would require both patience and unwavering effort on their part. Yet even as your partner extended this olive branch, you remained steadfast in your commitment to yourself. The self-love you had cultivated was not something that could be easily surrendered or compromised. You had come to understand that any decision regarding the future of your relationship needed to be in complete alignment with the values and boundaries you had set for yourself. In this new chapter of your life, you were clear about one thing: your happiness and well-being were non-negotiable. You could no longer allow anyone, no matter how deeply you cared for them, to undermine the respect and care you owed to yourself. In essence, your journey has been one of profound transformation. What began as a painful realization of imbalance eventually evolved into a powerful narrative of self-discovery, empowerment, and healing. You learned that love is not simply about giving and sacrificing without reciprocity, it is about creating a balanced and mutually nourishing connection. Whether or not you ultimately decide to reopen the door for reconciliation, you are now equipped with the wisdom and strength to choose what is best for your heart. Your journey has taught you that true happiness lies in honoring your own needs, embracing self-love, and standing firm in the belief that you deserve a relationship built on mutual respect and genuine commitment. Looking back, you recognize that every challenge you faced, every moment of emotional neglect, was a catalyst for the inner growth that has brought you to this point. Your relationship, with all its highs and lows, served as a crucible that tested your resilience and ultimately refined your sense of self-worth. The struggles you endured, though painful, allowed you to develop a clearer vision of what you want from life, a life where you are respected, cherished, and truly seen for who you are. It is this clarity that now guides your every decision. As you stand at this crossroads, the decision to forgive and potentially rebuild the relationship, or to move forward independently, rests solely with you. In the quiet moments of reflection, you acknowledge that the journey of self-love is ongoing, a continuous process of growth, learning, and reaffirmation of your intrinsic value. Whether you choose to grant your partner another chance or decide that your path lies elsewhere, you remain the architect of your own happiness. Your newfound strength and clarity are a testament to the transformative power of self-care and introspection. In the end, the love you once shared, forged through trials and tempered by time, continues to hold a special place in your heart. Even as you acknowledge the mistakes of the past and the pain they caused, you also recognize the beauty in the journey that brought you here. Your story is one of redemption and resilience, a powerful reminder that even in the face of heartache, there is always the opportunity for renewal and growth. The lessons learned have not only reshaped your understanding of love but have also reaffirmed your commitment to living a life that honors your emotional well-being and self-respect. Now, with each day that passes, you move forward with a newfound determination to protect your heart while remaining open to the possibilities of a future filled with mutual care, respect, and understanding. The road ahead may still hold uncertainties, but you carry within you a quiet confidence born out of the trials you've overcome. Your love for yourself has become a guiding force, a beacon of light that will continue to illuminate your path no matter what challenges lie ahead. In this space of inner peace and renewed self-awareness, you stand ready to embrace whatever comes next, secure in the knowledge that you deserve nothing less than a relationship where both hearts are equally invested in nurturing the connection. Ultimately, your journey is a testament to the transformative power of self-love and resilience. It reminds you that while love in a relationship is about giving and sharing, it is also about ensuring that your own emotional needs are met. Your experience has taught you that true partnership involves both giving and receiving, and that self-respect is paramount in maintaining any healthy connection. As you continue on your path, you do so with the wisdom that any future relationship must honor the growth you've experienced and the boundaries you have set. Whether or not your partner is able to rise to this challenge remains to be seen, but you know that the responsibility for your happiness rests squarely on your shoulders. In closing, you hold on to the truth that your journey, marked by both struggle and profound personal growth, has equipped you with the strength to navigate any future emotional landscape. The pain, regret, and eventual transformation you endured have all contributed to a richer, more resilient understanding of yourself and what you deserve in life. Your heart, once bruised by neglect, now beats with the renewed rhythm of self-respect and hope. And as you move forward, you remain open to the possibility of healing, understanding that every ending is merely the beginning of a new chapter in the ongoing narrative of your life.